Hey, are you a foreign person living in Turkey and you don't have a job? Or you are making plans to come to Turkey so you can get a job? Maybe you know someone who is making plans to come to Turkey and the person could need a job. Probably you really want to change your location. Now this video is for you. This video I will be telling you 10 common jobs that you can do here in Turkey. I know there are so many other jobs out there, but these are common ones you can easily find from the location you are anywhere in Turkey. And in this video, I'll be giving you the salaries, the places, and the precise information you need. So watch this video until the end and you will get every information you need. Before I go on, I want to remind you, my name is Vincent Amara, and I really want to appreciate and thank everyone that has subscribed to my channel. And if you haven't done that, I would appreciate you do it right now, okay? Click on the subscribe button. Equally, I want to inform you that I will start from number 10 to number 1. Starting from number 10. Number 10 is work in the factory. Just a moment. Now, this job is common in Istanbul, though you can find them in some other cities in Turkey, but it is common in Istanbul. Because of so many companies that are there in Istanbul, so they have high demand for foreigners that can work for them in these factories. Factories like textile factory, bag factory, publishing factories, furniture factories. Now, these companies are all there in Istanbul. So if you are in Istanbul, you can go over and look for factories that are doing all these things in Istanbul. In Istanbul is so big, there are locations where you can find these factories. You can't really find them just anywhere you go. There are locations where you can find these factories. Ask your friends around there. They can easily link you up to these very factories, and you can go there in person. Most of these factories, they don't demand your CV. Maybe you're not a graduate, you can work in this place. Degree is not so important. But one thing you should know is that they cannot do, or most of them cannot do your work permit. Be rest assured, they will not give you a work permit. Please, one thing you must know is that you are not supposed to work with your resident permit. It is very, very important you have this information. But if you have work permit from your company, better. Now, these companies, because they are so small, they don't have lots of personnel, or they don't have lots of money, so they mostly don't go for your work permit. And the pay you can get from these companies could be possibly 2,000 or 2,200 in a month. That's 2,000 Turkish liras. And if you put that in dollars, it's about $400 or $450 in a month. So you can be paid weekly. Depends your understanding with your boss. So that's it for number 10. Then let's go to number 9. Now, the ninth one on the list is to work as a waiter or a waitress. Working as a waiter or a waitress is common in Istanbul. In Istanbul, there are lots of hotels and lots of restaurants. And equally in the western part of Turkey, from Çanakkale down to Izmir, the western part of Turkey. This is a common job in the western part of Turkey because there are lots of foreigners, tourists that are coming from Russia, Europe, America. So all these people, they come down to Turkey, and it's mostly in the western part of Turkey and even down to Antalya, the southern part of Turkey. So in these places, there is a high demand for waiter and waitress. And why they need your services is that you can speak English or you can speak German, so you can have a communication, a better communication with your customers. And the customers will feel comfortable eating and, having fun in their restaurants. So they demand you to speak in English or German or even Arabic. So if you have these abilities, you can go work in this restaurant. Now, I also have to remind you that the salary is not so big. It could be about $500 to $700 per month. Another advantage is that you have to eat breakfast and lunch free of charge. Some of them may not be able to give you accommodation. And another thing I need to tell you is that most of these restaurants cannot do your work permit. So if you don't have work permit, it is really dangerous to work in Turkey without your work permit. So I would advise you to pressure them to do a work permit for you. So if they do your work permit, you have a good advantage of not having any problem while living in Turkey. And in this place, you don't need a certificate, maybe a university degree, So you don't need a university degree to show that you can work in this very restaurant or hotel. But if you do have a university degree, it is a good advantage for you. The eighth one is working as a sales specialist in an export or import company. Just a moment. Now, this job is common in Istanbul because Istanbul is the main hub of Turkey. So if you are looking for a job to work as an import or export personnel, you have to be in Istanbul. Now your task in this job is that you have to manage all the responsibilities to communicate with their international customers and local customers too. They demand you to be able to speak English or German or Arabic, then French. So you should have a good communication skills and also presentation skills. Have a good customer care skills so you can be able to make more sales. So if you are able to do these things, you will make more profit working in these companies. Don't forget that your degree matters also. If you have university degree, then it's a big advantage for you to work in these companies. You can be their sales representative and earn more money from them. The possible money salary you may be earning could be around 3,500 or 4,000 Turkish liras a month. So it is higher than the other ones I have said before. And they can also do your work permit in this place. So that's another advantage working in these companies. Now the next one, or the seventh one on the list, is customer care service. If you have the ability to communicate with people properly, this job is for you. What you should do is look for tourism companies, tourism agencies that are always in need of customer care personnel, because they always have lots of people calling them from Europe and Russia. So they are coming for holidays. They will need your services in this place. If you can speak English, Russian, and you can speak, Spanish, French, Arabic, it will be very good for you to work in this company. And if you have your university degree, it will be an added advantage for you to work in these companies. They can also make your work permits, and they can equally pay you a good range of money, around $500 to $800 a month. It depends the capacity of the company. Maybe they can even pay you more, but this is just an average. So if you have a good skills in this very area, I would advise you to apply in a tourism company. Now the sixth one on the list is if you want to work as an IT personnel, okay? If you want to work in an IT company or a tech company, they equally need your services in places like Istanbul, Bursa, and I think Antalya. So if you are a computer engineer, you can do programming, coding, and so many computer things, you can work in these cities. And what you should do is to apply online. Look for companies that need your services. Do it through online. You are the IT wizard, so I think you know that. So you can apply online, research about this. They can and give your CVs to them. Maybe they will give you a call. And some companies, probably hotels, they may also need your services. Now, one thing I want to inform you is that why they need your services is that you can speak English or you can speak German. So they need your services to proofread or to do all the programming in English, all their softwares or whatever. So in these companies, they need your, English knowledge, your German knowledge to do the programming or designing of whatever they need in that language. So if you have the certificate, university certificate to do this, then you can apply for this job. The prices could range about $1,000 or even $1,500 in a month. So if you have the opportunity to do this, it will be very good. And I want to inform you that these companies also can equally do your work permit. It depends though. So not all of them, but these companies can equally do your work permit. So there are so many advantages you can get working in an IT company. Now, the fifth one on the list is project management. It's all about construction. If you are an engineer, maybe surveyor or building engineer or an architect, your services are needed in this place. Okay. And you can equally look for companies that are into this very kind of business. And what you should do is to search online to see if you can find any company that is in need of your services, and you can ask friends. Maybe they know about companies that are demanding, looking for engineers that can work with them. So that's the only way you can get this. And the price, the salary is equally very good. They pay very well. You could get about $2,000, maybe more, if you have a good company that are doing so well. So it depends what you're doing in that company, so you can earn money. The fourth one on the list is editing and translating. Now, this job requires you to have a good grammatical skills, and equally, you must be a native speaker. So if you have the skills, you can work in publishing companies. You can edit for them. Probably you can start as a part-time, then you move to full-time job. So you can edit whatever they have written in English and probably put it in the proper way. So this job is common in Istanbul because they have so many publishing companies in Istanbul. It could be for books or magazines. So if you're in Istanbul, you have the opportunity to apply to these publishing companies so you can proofread whatever they have written. You can edit them and before they publish their things. So they have good pay for this kind of job. They have about something $1,500 as well in a month, and you have the opportunity to equally have work permit. And don't forget, your university degree is very important. Before you can work as an editor, you can equally do other things online, get other degrees, but this degree is very important before you can be an editor or a translator. Now, the third on the list is babysitting or being a nanny. So this job is high in demand all over Turkey, not just Istanbul, but mostly in Istanbul and the western part of Turkey. But this job is high in demand all over Turkey. Then the requirements of working as a nanny is not really so big. You don't need certificate, university degree to show that you can work as a nanny. No, the only thing that is needed from you is that you can speak English, or you can speak German, or you can speak Arabic. So this language is important to them. This is because they would like you to teach their children as you babysit them, so you can teach them basic things in English. So they would demand you to speak to their children in English. The age bracket that is needed in this job is middle age, from 35 up to 45 to 50. So if you are in this age bracket and you are a woman, you have the opportunity of working in different homes. In Turkey, they mostly go for Filipinos, okay? They go for Filipinos for this kind of job, and a little bit African. Then the salary range in this job is about $1,000 to $1,500 because you have so many responsibilities in the home. And another advantage is that you have free food, you have free accommodation, and they can also do your work permit. So the Turkish families are really, friendly and welcoming. You have opportunity to learn more things from them. Then the second one on the list is freelancing. In this second one, freelancing, you can work from home. You can teach English online. You can edit online. You can do some maybe games online, depending what kind of thing you are doing. So you can do freelancing online. It is also a highly paying job in Turkey. You make a lot of money from this. And the last one, which is the number one on the list, is teach foreign languages. Now, we have so many teachers in Turkey. There are lots of teachers working in Turkey. And these teachers are English teachers, German teachers, French teachers, and Arabic teachers. This job is common all over Turkey because Turkish people speak their language, which is Turkish language. So they all want to learn English. Now, the common language they sought to learn in Turkey is English, then followed by German language. So learning this language is so much in demand in Turkey. You can start by working in a private language school, or you can equally have a private lesson with some people who really want to learn this language. So by doing so, you attract more people and your demand will be needed all over that city. So from there, you move on to the next one. Maybe you can work in a private college. And from private college, you can equally work as a lecturer in the university. Then the required things they need from you is your degree, university degree, and maybe probably you go for your master's, then you can teach in the university, that language. Then another certificate that is needed is TEFL certificate or TESOL certificate. I didn't mean TOEFL, but TEFL, teach English as a foreign language. So if you want to get this certificate, you can search online and equally do it online, or you go to the school where you can, work and get this certificate. So if you have this certificate, you can work not just in Turkey, all over the world. So if you have this certificate, you can work anywhere in Turkey. The salary range as a foreign teacher in Turkey is about $1,000 to $1,200. Don't forget, this depends on the school. Some schools, they will pay below that. They will pay maybe $500, yes. And some schools, they may pay $700. But the required, salary is about $1,000. And the salary range you can equally get from a language school is about, $5 per hour. Okay, you can get $5 per hour or $7 per hour. So it depends the school. And most of these language schools, they may not be able to do your work permit. Some of them can do it, but not all of them. The private colleges can equally do your work permit. So that is the amount you can make as a foreign teacher in Turkey. My bonus in this video is that you can easily have your own business. You can open your own business. If you don't want to work for anybody, you can open your own businesses. Now, what you should do is to locate the main place where your business can grow higher, where the demand is high. So you can open your business in that place. It doesn't matter the kind of business you are doing, but one thing you should do is know what kind of business that you are doing. Look for where that business is highly demanded and which city that needs that very kind of business you are doing. Maybe you want to open an African restaurant, then you have to go to where Africans live, or you are a Syrian or Iranian, you have to go to cities where you can find most of these, people, so you can open up your business around that place. You don't go and open your business somewhere you don't have the demand. You will lose your money. So you have to open your business where the demand is needed. So that is all for this video, guys. I really appreciate your time listening to me. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please, I would advise you to click on the subscribe button. You can see the red button, you can see there. And maybe someone needs this video, you can send it to that person. Share this video with your friends and family members. And equally leave a comment below. Okay, if you have any comment, you have a question, you have something to add, you can leave a comment below. Okay, thank you so much for your time in this video. I really appreciate. See you next time for my next video. Bye for now.